What if saying one small word could protect your time, sharpen your focus, and change how other people value you? Forever. Hi, we are HumatiQ. We explain human behavior with science, not opinion. In the next 6 minutes, you will learn why no is often the most powerful tool for influence, how the brain and social systems respond to refusal, and what that means for your attention, relationships, and work, without preachiness or feel-good cliches. Imagine you're offered an extra project at work, a social invite on a night you need rest, or a favor that will drain your week. Saying yes feels easy in the moment. It feels kind, cooperative, useful. But after a week of yeses, you're exhausted, your priorities blur, and your best work suffers. This is the paradox. Every yes buys social currency in the short run, but erodes personal capital in the long run. Saying no, in contrast, can preserve resources that compound over time. The first principle is scarcity of attention. Human cognition is limited. Attention is the single resource that does not scale. Neuroscience shows that the brain deploys dopamine-based reward learning to choices that deliver immediate social payoff, a compliment, a visible contribution, a moment of approval. Those short-term rewards drive us to agree repeatedly. But the prefrontal cortex, the area that manages long-term planning, priorities, and impulse control, needs space to act. Saying no creates that space. Second, social signaling. Refusing respectfully signals boundaries. Social psychology finds that people update their assessment of others based on consistent behavior. If you always say yes, others calibrate your reliability downward. They assume your time is available. If you refuse selectively, people reassess your status and value. That recalibration is not about arrogance, it's about information. Consistent boundaries change perceived scarcity, and scarcity changes value. Third, the decision cost accounting effect. Every additional commitment adds cognitive load, switching costs, and background monitoring. The brain pays these costs invisibly: reduced working memory, fragmented attention, and worse creativity. Saying no reduces switching costs and preserves deep work capacity. Over months, conserved focus produces far more output than 100 small, shallow yeses. Fourth, emotional regulation and the no habit. Practicing refusal trains inhibitory control. Each deliberate no strengthens self-regulation circuits in the brain, the same circuits that support discipline, resilience, and clarity under pressure. This is not moralizing, it's neural training. Practice reduces the internal friction of boundary setting. Fifth, relationship mechanics. There are different modes of saying no: blunt rejection, polite decline, and negotiated refusal. The most effective is the negotiated no, clear, short, and offering a legitimate alternative. This preserves goodwill while protecting priorities. Research on interpersonal negotiation shows that people accept boundaries when they are communicated transparently and respectfully. Now, a short test. The next time you're asked for a favor, pause and ask yourself 2 quick questions. Will this move my top 3 priorities forward? And, am I the only person who can do this? If the answer to either is no, you have a rational reason to refuse. That test separates guilt-driven yeses from strategic choices. This is where many channels go wrong. They turn no into a virtue signal. Don't. The mature use of no is not performative refusal. Use it as a tool to structure life so that your yeses matter more. The goal is not to say no to impress. The goal is to allocate cognitive and social capital where it yields compounding returns. In practice, start small. Decline a social invite you don't want. Protect a morning for focused work. Say, "I can't right now, but I can help next week." Or, "I don't have capacity. Could we revisit this?" Keep the language short. Keep the justification honest, but not apologetic. To recap, saying no preserves attention, recalibrates social value, lowers cognitive switching costs, strengthens self-regulation, and ultimately increases the leverage of every yes you do give. Saying no is not selfish. It is strategic. It is how you make room for the things that matter most. If you want to do more of the work that counts, start saying less to everything else. If this helped, consider subscribing. We publish short science explainers twice a week. The last line to remember: the most powerful yes is the one you give only after a meaningful no.